So then, welcome to the stream, and I've just got to change this over because I've turned that on. Right, so there we go. And I've also got to turn this on to VR. But first of all, before I do that, I'm going to give my lenses a little wipe. And I just want to say welcome to the stream. I wasn't going to stream tonight because I've been really busy today, and that's why I'm running a little bit late. But I thought, you know what? If I just go in to the Boeing and we'll just have a little bit of a chill stream, and we'll just take it from there. So why not? You know? So why not? So let's see. Let's just see if my lenses are not. They're not that bad actually. So I'm just going to give them a little wipe, and they should be all right. We're upside down. So I'm going to go in and we'll flick it over to the flight sim, and we'll get going. We will get going, my friends. Here we go. We're in. Not very comfortable, but we're in. Right, let's have a look at this. Oops, hitting stuff all over the shop here. Right, so there we go. Right, so let's flip the switch. Center the view. Just, something like that was going to happen. Lost me mouse. Right, so here we are, and we're in the Boeing. I know you only see 2D, but believe me, in the Boeing itself, it's just amazing. The one thing I did notice actually when I'm in the Boeing is the trim doesn't work. So my trim button doesn't work. So I'm going to have a little look. I'm just going to have a look at the... Yeah, I normally do everything by FSUIPC, which is why I don't have anything in here. But for this particular plane, it doesn't like that. So I'm going to have a look at... could this be... I don't know what that's going to do, but just press OK to that. That is interesting. So that's 4, that's 3, yeah. Let's see what happens when that happens, when we do that. Oh no, I'm completely on the wrong thing there. Right, let's clear those because that's not the right one. So that's not what we want. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? I can't remember what it is. Not these then. Must be. Could it be? Trimming. Here we go. Elevator trim. There we go. This is what I was looking for. So nose up. We'll go for. Down. We'll go for that one. There we go. So that's moving, and that's good. That's kind of what I want. That's what I want. Right. So I'm getting a little bit of mist on the old on the old lens, but we're all right. We'll keep going. Let's just check the stream. The stream is okay. Right, so this plane. So what I have checked, so if you can remember in the last stream, we had these checked, and the bloody thing was an absolute nightmare to get started. So I think that one I'll keep on. The electrical failures I think I'll leave, but we'll leave both of these off, right? Just because I want to relax tonight. I've had a busy busy day. So let's go back now. Wheel chocks should have been on, so we'll put wheel chocks on, right? Let's load this. So let's get some fuel. The oil's okay. We'll put a little bit of baggage in each there. We'll put some passengers on. Should do it, I think. Yeah, we'll leave that. Right, so then I think you just click make it so, and these guys will do their thing, right? And we just got to kind of like leave them to it. So here we go. So we can't start anything just yet because they're doing their thing. So that's the back of the plane. Right, so as you can see, as the passengers get loaded, they go green. So they're loading. And this is what this guy's doing. I don't know, can't really see the words at the moment, but is that the same guy? Is that the same name? No, it's got two different names. That's my bad. Right. Big 747 over there. So we're at East Midlands at the moment. I think this is Orbeck's East Midlands. There's a couple of statics over there too. So the idea is going to be that I'm going to turn to the left here and just taxi out that way. So we're all done now, so that's good. We're all loaded up. Unfortunately, there's no 3D passengers, so you can't see any passengers on that. But there we go. So what we'll do is we'll just start her up. Now we'll do the realistic engine start. So first things first, parking brake on, left engine on, main switch on. This can go on magnetos, so that's the main switch with the magnetos. Now these two look very similar. I thought it was like different tanks, but it's not. This is this engine starter switch, I believe, and this is the fuel tank. So we're just gonna, I know we've just refueled, but that's the main tank, and this is the right hand tank. And I think down here, yeah, this switch here switches whether you want the auxiliary or just the right hand one. Okay, so they're all working fine. What we'll do, pop them fully forward, crack the throttle, we'll turn all these on. Okay. Right. So everything looks good. We need to prime. I believe. So we'll prime the left engine first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we need the dude. We need the dude. So we'll get him to do this. And he's installing the ladders and attaching. So he's got the ladders going there. And he's going to attach the flywheel handle. And now he's winding up the flywheel. So I'm going to kind of wait for that to get to about 15, and then I'm just going to minimise this a little bit. I can't remember what I'm doing here. Oh no, I can't remember what I'm doing. Oh, I know what I need to do. Right, so we need to crank this to get the fuel pressure that there up now. Come on. Oh, it didn't quite work. It didn't quite work, right? get winding again, boy. Because oh, I know. But if you push the batteries on, I think. Oh, push. I can't remember. Anyway, let's keep it there. Come on. It's not liking it, so let's give it a prime again. What am I missing? Let's carry on. If you don't have realistic engine start, you can actually start the engine with a Control and E, which will make it easier. But where's the fun in that? It's not liking me today. Why is it not liking this? I've literally done everything that I need to do. It's got fuel. I'm thinking it's the battery, but it can't be the battery. Why am I? Fine. They're fine. I've got fuel. I haven't got failures on. So this is interesting. Right. We are just going to have to keep trying. Because I've done everything that I need to do, so... Where is it? Start procedure. Oh, where? Oh, keep putting that up there. I don't want to put it up there. Let's leave it till 20 or 30%. So that'll give it a bit more beans. Okay, so that sounds good. Nope, not good. I'm really not happy with this one. Well, put full throttle. Let's just double check the oil is 50. Yeah, that's probably on the wrong side of the oil, but let's leave that for now. I think it should be fine. We've got oil pressure, we've got fuel pressure, so that's okay. Something is really not right here, and it's so annoying. Let's see if we can get the other one to go. Right. The throttle. Let's see if we can get the other one to start up. So he's now winding that. So we're not next to that engine. Can't hear it, but I might have to Control E this one because it really isn't want to play ball today. Does pull mean on? Normally pull means off though, so I'm a bit curious about this one. I don't think it matters either, but come on. Yeah, it's not even catching, so something's not right at all. I'm not going to sit here for about 3 hours trying to do this stuff, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, right? Let's just go back to that one and press Control E. So I don't know why that was kicking a stink, but let's get rid of them. So then we've got the temperature is actually just over 50, so really we're kind of in the wrong range for the fuel, but we've got just above 1000 RPM, which is good. Let me see what happens when I tick that box. Stop it. Let's not even bother ticking the box, you know. So we've got the chocks, but we'll tick them off now. And we'll flick that down. You can also flick that off, I think. So we can head out. So here we go. Let's go flying. Right, first of all, I've got an idea as well. Hoping this works. Just close that one. I hope this doesn't crash my sim. Yeah, right, so let's just make that a little bit bigger if we can. What we'll do is we'll move it just down here. Just out of the way. Flight plan, create a flight plan, Liverpool, set as I've cocked up, so let's go back. EGNX. Set that as departure, and then EGGB, set that as arrival, and that will do. I'm just going to shrink this a little bit. That'll do. Right. Let's just get rid of that. Now we should be real world weather. It's been absolutely fantastic today. So we're looking pretty good. I think we're just going to head out now. Just check them control surfaces a little bit. One thing I did forget to do, just give me a second. Give me a minute. Just got to switch something. I've got to do this. I normally do it before I start. I didn't do it, so there we go. There we go. Right, so now we're cooking on gas, right? So we're going to go all the way around. And we're going to take off up there somewhere. Just tap these on, put the landing lights on. Probably shouldn't put the landing lights on before we get to the runway, but I'm sure we're fine. Now this has a rear caster wheel, so there is a bit of a delay in when you want to level up. So you've got to be careful and be mindful about that as well. So I like to just take my time. Every now and again, just hit the brakes a little bit, slow us down a touch. And the one thing I didn't notice, I don't think it does, but it's flaps. I don't think this has flaps. So to me, that's really weird. We should have been taking off in that direction, but I'm going to take off in that direction, so I'm sure it'll be fine. We've got a big long runway, and this is where it gets a bit funny now, because the caster wheel I can never get it right. There we go. That's that. Whoa. There we go. That's a little bit better. Right. So here we go. Thump it. Get that manifold pressure up to just up to the white, the red mark. There we go. Keeping it nice and level. Get the speed up. Speed's just gone past 80. Oh, there we go, 90, and we'll start our lift. That's it, we're up in the air. Just lift them. Whoa, hello. I was looking down and I shouldn't have been looking down. Right, so let's just mess with that trim a little bit. That's Donington racetrack, just going over, and looks like we've got to go to the right. I thought we would need to go to the left, but apparently we've got to go to the right, so here we go. This is it. This is what it's all about. So what I always find is I always think that the nose is pointing down, but actually when you look at the climb rate, you know, we're doing 500 feet per minute at the moment, but it looks like we're kind of level almost. Speed is good, so what we need to do now is I just want to check the I can't click the bloody thing. Can't get them. Why can't I click that? Anyway, let's reduce the RPMs. Let's reduce the manifold pressure to about there. RPMs are good at about 2,100-ish. That'll do us. Right, just try and trim a little bit. We're currently at 2,000 feet. We'll probably go up to about 3,000, 3,500. No weather. The lights on. to the left now a little bit. We've kind of gone past our marker there. I don't know if you can see that, but we've kind of gone past that. So we're heading in this general direction. And the sim's playing ball today, which is good. Not sometimes it can be a right pain in the backside sometimes. Just it's doing its job. It's doing good. I want to know why I can't click the. See, now I can click it, which is weird. So the climb is 32, which is around about there, and RPMs are 200. So we're about right. It says, let's have a look at the rate of climb, 1,000 feet per minute. So we could go to 1,000 feet per minute on the climb. We'll just leave that for now. When we go into cruise, which is in a moment, we're going to just put down the manifold pressure slightly, I think. What we'll do is just every now and again I'll look at the map and we'll just do a little bit of correction. Oh, Phil, hope you're well, mate. Flying this Boeing, but I've got it on easy mode, so so it's good. I'm enjoying it. I've had a busy day, so I thought I'll just fly the Boeing and put it on easy mode. So yeah. Now this plane comes with it actually comes with like radio stations, which is pretty cool, but I haven't read the manual, so I can't put one on for you to see. And also, looking at the radio, I'd have to have tooltips on because I can't see what that's tuned into. So it's probably not the easiest of radios to be tuning. And we're just going over to Liverpool, so I don't know how far that's going to be. I don't know. So in general, we want to be going around about 30, so how come that's not 30? So set that. We've probably gone the long way around, but let's drop that to about 30. We're kind of sinking there, so let's just trim up a little bit. Nice. Right, let's just reduce the RPMs. We're gonna level fly this now. So the RPM is good at 2,000. We'll just drop that touch. Drop down the manifold pressure slight. That's it. As for fuel consumption, I'm not overly sure about fuel consumption, but we'll keep an eye on that main tank, and then if we need to switch to the right tank, we will. But I say it's the main tank; it's the left-hand tank. We should swap anyway. But I'm choosing not to. So EGMY is where we're kind of just going over at the moment. It's down there. So underneath us at the moment, but yeah, this is such a cool plane. Let's see if I can go outside just for a brief moment without hitting with the microphone. There we are. Whoa. So kind of nosedive, which probably isn't good. So we're going to Just drop that there again. Oh, I just pressed the button. Don't know what buttons I was pressing, but I just pressed something. So I'm going to go to the right. Pressure's low, but not sure how to get higher. Oh, the higher, it's probably because these need opening, right? And then what that's going to do is that's going to cool the oil down, because there's an ideal, not in modern day oil because that's quite forgiving, but in the oil that they've modelled in this plane, it's like old school oil, and you have to get the right type based on the temperature. And if you don't, and then what you have to do is, if the oil's too cold, it's too thick, it means your pressures are going to be high. If it's too hot, it also means that the pressure's going to be high. So there's a balancing act with the temperature of the oil to be optimal, to get the optimum amount of lubrication, i.e. pressure. And yeah, it's a strange one. I mean, I don't personally, I'm not that savvy with it, so I'm a little bit spooked by it, to be honest. Hence why I've got it on easy mode and having a ball. And one of my favourite features about this plane, it's so sad. Well, there's a couple of things, right? So inside, I don't know if you can see that, but inside the yoke, there's actually a chain, like a bike chain, which is what they used to steer. The other thing are these straps on the compass, right? I just love it. I love how they're there, because you could imagine that if this was turbulence and that was shaking around, you know, it would kind of be quite cool. Just to, I want to kind of stick at 3,500 feet, so we can do that. Now, as you can see, the oil pressure has gone up, and I think that's because I'm cooling the oil down to that temperature there. Potentially. I'm still not sold that I'm managing the aircraft properly, but I'm going to go for it. Just got a message, so just have a look at my message. I'll have to have a look at my messages at a different time, because I honestly cannot see. I'm gasping for a drink as well. I forgot to get my drink. I've got a drink, but I've just forgot to get my straw drink. I've got a glass of pop, but I have to set my headset off to do that. So we're going to 150 at the moment. Could probably just maybe bump up the manifold pressure a touch. And the manifold pressure is there, and there's only one needle. You've got two engines, so what you do is you flip this switch, and that gives you your other one. Yeah. So you can just kind of go on to the one. Try and keep it at 3,000 feet. So as you can see, the oil temperature's a bit low now, and the pressure's quite high. So I'm going to just bump these up. See what happens now that they're closed, because I've not actually really touched the manifold pressure. Now I honestly don't know how far I think we can go onto the map, go onto the flight plan potentially. See, my target speed is not that, so it won't take that long. It hasn't measured how far we are, unfortunately. I don't think there's another way we can do it. No. We'll leave it on the map and we'll just fly away. Fly, fly, fly. Now, what I did notice, I've spotted another VR streamer, and he also has shared the settings for his Quest 2. So I'm curious. I'm going to have a look at it myself, and maybe take a backup of my settings and try these settings that he's got. So let's try and stick to that there. But I love being in VR in this cockpit. It's just so amazing. Like, there's very little artifacts. That sometimes you can get artifacts from some of the planes, and I'm literally getting 0 artifacts, which is really good. But I love the oldness of it. It's so cool. It really is cool. But we're kind of going up to 4,000 feet here, which I don't particularly want to do. So what we're going to do is just nose down a touch the trim. So it's really easy actually to do the trim, because you can actually do it on here. So you can just nudge it like that, nudge it like that. And it's a good little trim handle. But when I can't bother to use the mouse, I can use my trim on the old yoke. And I am using the Fulcrum 1 yoke tonight. I don't use it often enough because a lot of the planes that I've been flying have been stick. So I'm actually really, really happy that this plane, I can use my yoke with it, and it just feels so much better. I would recommend that yoke. I don't know if I've still got the Fulcrum logo on my stream, but if I haven't, then it should be there, because I love the Fulcrum yoke. It's an amazing yoke. So I don't know where we're going over. I'm not too familiar with the old where we are. EGRM, I think that could be, or H, sorry. I thought it started raining, but it's not rain. It's not rain. I don't know how far. Let me just check the fuel. So we got 130, is that? I don't know. I guess there. And the other thing I noticed the other day, the last time I've been here, if we go over to, I think it's the oil temperature, that number, no, I can't see it really, that number there is the same number as that one, and it shouldn't be, I don't think. So that's something that I might pass on to the old the developers, just to have a little look. Have a look at that. So we've got a little bit of heavy cloud up above. But in general, it's been quite nice in the UK today. It's still a little bit cold, a little bit cool. Now I think that body of water, I think there's a body of water just ahead. And I think that body of water is where Liverpool is. And we have to go to the right, but honestly couldn't tell you. And I want to kind of zoom out, but this sometimes is a bit funny when I zoom. I'll leave it like that. So we'll just keep going. We're doing quite a good speed. 170, probably 170 there. That's in knots. That is in knots, I'm not 100% sure, but so 3,500 feet. Now I know that the runway at Liverpool is the same as East Midlands, so it's 27 and 09, and I'm going to go in at 27, I think, if Liverpool is here. I think I might have gone a bit too far over, but if we miss the 27, is it 27? Yeah, if we miss the 27, then what we'll do is I'll go around and we'll do a bit of a circuit if we can. So I think, if I'm right, I honestly think it's just up the way here, and we've kind of done that in good speed. It's got anything to do, no, it's got cruise and take off and climb, so we're kind of just gonna wing this a little bit, try and get that speed down a touch. I'm really curious because I'm normally quite familiar with Liverpool. I think I'm completely wrong. What we need to do is go to the right. I know where I am now. I can see Liverpool straight ahead. So what we do is we go to the right, and Liverpool is just there. So trying to slow the aircraft down a little bit before we get to the runway, but the only other option I've got now is to drop wings, which is interesting. This does have a neutral button, so find the button. So that's in neutral now, which is what I'm hoping that's the runway over there anyway, because I'll be a little bit ruined if it isn't. I think it is. You've probably got a better visibility than me, so yeah, it is. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop the gears now. I don't know what the minimum of the gears is in this plane, but we're dropping them. We're also dropping speed now because we've dropped the gears. So we've got to keep an eye on that. We need to keep it about above 100. Just about 100, 90 to 100, I think. We've got someone in the air as well, but we're coming in to the land, so they can be kind enough just to have an extra long final. Looks like they're just hovering in the air, to be fair. They're not getting close, so let's start just trimming up a touch because we're ploughing now. This is where you kind of want your trim to be set up because it's useful in that sense. Right. Liverpool, here we come. So there is someone over there, but I can't see what they're flying, and They're probably just like a little 172 or something in the circuit, but the nice buildings down there. You can see the plane. It's probably going to come down. It's coming around to me, but that's probably going to try and come in and land before me, but the joys of FS 2020, but when you're not on something like that sim, but we're okay because we can see the pappy lights, and we're coming in nice, so they're too high to land anyway. Now what I am tempted to do is actually just do a touch and go, but I don't know where I want to go next. Yeah, let's do a touch and go rather than a full stop. I love how that cable like goes slack and then tight again. Right, so we're getting lower now, so kind of slowing right down. This plane ahead of me has been a right quality. He should have saw me a long time ago, so I refuse to move. Right, so going in for the touch. Rudder. Too fast, but we're okay. That's it. Right, so we're going to go straight back out. Told you that plane was being a pain in the backside, but gonna get there, and we're back up. Right, so let's get the wheels up. Double tap until the wheels actually go up. Now, I'm not sure where we want to go. Let's reduce them RPMs slightly. Reduce the manifold pressure. Too much. Last 20 RPM. There we go. Perfect. And then what we'll do is we'll put the gears in neutral. Nice. So I'm kind of thinking, what's around? Carnarvon. But I can't remember the code for Carnarvon airfield. No. We can change this now, so let's go. Set that as departure, and Carnarvon we can do. I think I've spelt it wrong, so what we'll do is we'll just head down that kind of general direction. Why does it keep doing that? Create. Unless someone in the chat can tell me what Carnarvon Airport is. Let me just see if I can Google it. Carnarvon. Getting there. I'm using my little nose hole to work this out. Media EGCK. Right. So that's one way of doing it. EGCK. Set as arrival. Let's go to the map. Perfect. Right, so we'll go there. And we'll go down the coast. I think the RPMs are a little bit too high. So we'll just down a touch. Okay. This is good stuff. Right, let's just check the fuel. So that's good. What we can do is change the fuel. So let's go to the right side, of course. And then this one should be full. So we'll use the right tank for now. We're at 3,000 feet, so we'll kick at 3,000 feet, and hopefully we can just trim this out a touch. Looking good. It's all looking good. I'm enjoying the flight tonight. I wasn't going to stream. I'll tell you why I was running late. It was because I was hanging a boxing bag. And I was hanging a boxing bag in my garage. And I'd done most of it. I was just had a little bit left to do. And I thought, well, do you know what? I really don't want to leave this till tomorrow. So I thought, I'll do it. So I finished hanging it. And then got then that I hadn't actually started my computer or set anything up. I was like, oh no, and it was like 7:30, so I'm thinking no. So where I normally start was when I actually just flicking everything on. So not good. This is good. This is good. I'm liking the plane a lot more when without the realistic engine stuff. I mean, it is good, and I'm not going to lie, it is good, but it's just nice just to chill, get into this old lovely cockpit. And the only thing that's bothering me at the minute is I need to move this because it is bothering me just because it's too far up. It's just digging into the yoke. But what a view! What a view! Loving the water. We're up at 3,500 feet. We might end up going past Carnarvon. I don't actually know how far away it is, but just dig in and we'll just go this flight down the coast, down the English coast here. Not sure what time. I'm kind of thinking if the Skyfall sim is that the real time. Oh, so it's 9 o'clock. So when I land this, by the way, and I get to Carnarvon, hopefully, that will be end of days. That will be me shutting down and calling it a night. So it's another funny start to the stream. I don't know why the engines wouldn't start. I'm going to have to have a look at that. So I obviously missed something, and I couldn't tell you what it was, but I obviously missed something. Because I primed, I've fuel on. Everything was on. That when you do the control and E, it does it for you. It's on. The only thing that's not, which is a bit weird, is the mix. But you don't need that unless you're using the radio. So I'll just leave that. That is on, but I'll just leave it on. But you can just imagine, like, you know, all them years ago, when they used these for like flight trips, and they've got like a bunch of passengers in the back. It's pretty. It would have been really impressive. And then if you'd come up to the cockpit and looked at the actual yokes, I'd be like, "What, you're gonna fly a plane with that? I'll see you later, mate. I'm jumping off. I'm going." The one thing I did see the other day, changing the subject, was he's a streamer, but he's also got he's more of a YouTuber, and he flies in real life. I can't remember his name. Let me remember his name, and it'll come back to me. Let me see if I can put it up on my phone again. Subscriptions. The Candorist, like tourist, but Candorist, and I watched a video of his. I don't know if it was an old video or a new video. It might have been a new. No, it was an old video. It was an old video, and I recommend you go and check him out, because he's got some cracking like flying videos on his channel, and he's the video I watched. He was doing some flying around. I think it was South Africa, and he decided that on his final day or whatever, he would take up these couple of workers that were like South African workers who would never have had the chance to have gone up in a plane, and he took them up in the plane, and it's just pure joy. You watch it, and it's just pure joy to see their faces, you know, light up. It's just, and I completely know what they're feeling, because when I mean, yeah, okay, I've been in airliners and stuff, and yeah, you get that kind of feeling. But when you're in a small plane, obviously smaller than this plane, but when you're in a small plane, it is a completely different feeling, and it's just exciting, you know. So I follow him. He's very good. He's very good, and the other one is Trent Palmer. So he's also another person I like to watch on YouTube. He does a lot of bush flying, which is an interesting mine as well. I like the bush flying. Obviously not today, but most of the time I like the bush flying. But he's currently being investigated by the FIA, isn't he, in America? I mean, I don't know what for, but it might just be a safety thing. And in one of his, that's the problem when you when you make videos of actual real world flying. If someone reports you've not done something or anything like that, you know, you can't really deny it because it's on video, and you can't really get away with it. So you've got to be extra careful, and people get caught out. I don't know what the situation is, but I hope he gets it sorted and he's up in the air soon, because if anything, he's the one person that advertises safe flying. You know, he's the one person that says, like, you know, you don't do this, you do this, and it's just weird. But hopefully I'll get that sorted. So we're just over now, we're just coming over Wales. We're coming down towards Wales. So we went from the Midlands, specifically the East Midlands. We went all the way over to the West Coast. Yep, West Coast. And to Liverpool. And now we're going down south, down the coast, down to Wales, where there is Carnarvon. And I don't know how long the runway has to be for this plane, but it's going to be a scary one because Carnarvon runway isn't that long, so I'm not sure how long the runway has to be. So we'll give it a whirl. We'll give it a whirl and we'll see. And if we crash, we'll crash. Well, hopefully we won't crash. We'll go around, and if we can't land at Carnarvon after an attempt or two, we'll find somewhere else that is suitable in the area. Currently, we're doing good. Not too far away now, I don't think. We're probably about halfway. Normally, the distance indicator is normally about halfway, so we're just 3,000 feet. What I like to do as well in the Hawk, I've got the Hawk, which is that's another great one to fly in VR, but the Hawk is what the Red Arrows fly, and just down from Carnarvon is the Mach Loop, and it's good to fly the Mach Loop down there. So what I want to look at is just check this fuel level. So we have slightly touched the right tank. We have used quite a lot of the left side. And if you want to know what that looks like, because it's hard to picture this, but let's go back to this. So you've got on your left tank, you've got a massive tank, and then on the right hand side you've got an auxiliary tank and a main right hand tank. So that's kind of what I'm on about. Right, so it's getting a bit cloudy. Can't be too far away now. I'm kind of thinking it is on the coast, so I'm kind of thinking, do I need to go more to the right or more to the left? I mean, I'm just going to keep going straight actually and just see where we're in. So the clouds have come in a little bit, which is what I didn't want. I wanted the sun to stay out. Air temperature actually is just above 40 Fahrenheit. We can do Celsius, but unfortunately this gauge here is only in Fahrenheit, so it's 40 Fahrenheit, which means we have got the right fuel, not the fuel, the right oil for the plane at the moment, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna. My next task really is to take a look at the other guy's settings that he uses. I'm curious to see what he uses, and then I'll see how it differs from my setup. This has been an absolute brilliant flight. I'm so glad that I've took this up. I'm so glad I streamed tonight, to be fair. I think it's going to be difficult to land this, but because I think the mixture of the cloud, the fog, well not fog, but the mixture of the cloud and the sun, the angle of the sun, is causing this to be a bit of a headache, but to be in front of us. I need to be done soon, but we'll get there. Hopefully my sim is not crashing. No, we're good. Sometimes it does a bit of a loady thing, especially when I'm using Skype for sim pad. It's a great tool, but my computer is not exactly the most up to date, so it's getting on to being a bit of a dinosaur at the moment. So sometimes when I've got a lot of things going on, it struggles. I could just imagine like sitting next to that massive engine, you know, just watching them propellers go around thinking, oh my god, is that just going to come off and hit me in the face? But yeah, it's just really neat. Oh, right. I honestly don't know where Carnarvon is now. I'm completely lost. It's neat looking out the window though, so we're just, it's a bit misty around this area. I think we do need to do a bit of a lefty turny, but let's keep up the altitude. Bad thing about Wales is there's many hills and mountains, little mountains or small mountains, I would imagine. And the issue you get is I don't know this area well enough to know if there's going to be a mountain on the other side of that mist, so it's a bit scary, but we'll take that risk, we'll take the chance. Right, so it looks like Carnarvon is on the other side. It's just on the end of this river, like this river bit, but I thought it was on the coast, so I'm a little bit puzzled. Maybe it's not on the coast, but let's start slowing down and reducing speed and altitude a little bit. I kind of really want to get quite low to see how bad this mist is. Hey, Crawley, how you doing, man? I can't see anything. I know, look at it. So we're just going to follow this. We're going to follow this river all the way through. I've been to Carnarvon and I honestly cannot. It was on a beach. I've refused to zoom out though because I might have a look on a map afterwards, but I refuse to zoom out because it might crash my sim. So the mist is coming in. How you been, Crawley? Anyway, you been good? Just looking out the window there. Noise. Very noise. Very, very, very noise. So I like the plane, but I don't like it when it's got all the realism ticked, which is completely the opposite of what I usually say. There's a few flaws with it, but I do like it. I do like it. I think when you've got all the realism ticked, they've made it real to the time. So you have to get your oil right. You have to really monitor them gauges, you know, like the oil temperature and the oil pressure gauges. You really have to monitor them. So it becomes really hard work, and that's what it would have been like back then. But with the modern planes, the oil is more forgiving, the engines are more forgiving, so you can get away with it a lot more. Don't you stream anymore? Oh man, I was going to ask that actually because I haven't seen you for quite a while. Yeah, I haven't seen you for quite a while. So we're down to just under 2,000 feet now. I kind of don't want to miss. I don't want to miss this. I think we can still land this in this weather. I think. I mean, I can still see the ground. I can still see quite a distance in front of me. I'm really hoping though that the runway will be pretty obvious to me. At least that's what I'm hoping anyway. So I'm going to try and slow this down a bit more. Fortunately for me, the runway is over there and I can't see diddly squat, so it looks like it's on the second half over there, so, and I'm not planning on I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to use the brakes on this one, I think, because it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, why not, mate? Why not? Well, you're more than welcome to join my streams on a Monday night, and you're more than welcome to join in on a bit of multiplayer action if you fancy it. Just let me know, and I'm up for that. So I'm just gonna drop gears now because there we go. Probably full. Keep that airspeed up a little bit. Right. So from my memory, Carnarvon is just over there, and the problem is I don't know what direction the runway is going to be in. So what we're going to do is we're going to just thump this up a little bit. I've literally got my yoke fully pulled back, which is good because I was losing airspeed then. I might have to do a flyover because I can't remember the runway direction. Got some boats. Okay. Oh, actually, it's probably clearer to you, but I think I can see a runway. Oh, I can't see that though. Right, I'm just going to go in. I think I can see a runway. I think. Well, I'm just going to try and get in this. The plane wants to stall, but yeah, I can see the runway now. Look, there we go. We're going to try and get on that one. Try and get on that one. There it is, look. And the mist has lifted, so that's perfect timing. Oh boy. Now, I've been to Carnarvon in real life, and it's got an airport. It's got an air museum. And it's obviously not as good as Duxford, but it is good. And what makes it interesting is these two wind turbines are actually right next to the runway. So you've got to get your approach right. Okay. Just trying to keep the cows or sheep or something are popping in, but. I really want to not crash. I need to land this. Let's get the attitude going. Oh, we're going to bounce it. There we go. There we go. Oh, we landed that. And actually, we're perfect. We are going to be able to stop before we get to the end. So that's. Yes, mate, that is wicked. We pull back as well, give a little bit of pull back. Yes, I honestly thought we were gonna crash that, but good. Right, so let's get the RPMs up. I do stream in VR. I'm just gonna go on the grass now, guys. I'm just gonna dump it. Because I don't think there's any big enough parking spaces anyway, so dump it over here, and we'll just pretend that this parking space is my parking space over here. I'm sure they won't mind. We're a big plane. Right, we're going to cut everything off. Parking brake on. Right, I'm just going to get rid of that map for a minute. Right. What was the next question? Do you use VR all the time? Yeah, I do use VR all the time now, because once you've used VR, yeah, it's not as crisp like in the goggles. It's not, but it's a lot better than when I first flew in VR. Let me just shut this down a little bit. Oh God, that's Microsoft for you doing its thing. Let me just shut some of these things down, and then I will carry on. Now the thing with this plane, it remembers all the switches, so you've got to turn it all off, which is good. I think I've turned everything off, right? It'll also remember the fuel levels and all sorts. So let's take these away. Here we go. And we'll make it so, right? Make it so. While they're getting off the plane, that's good. So yeah, so when I first flew in VR, it was at RAF Cosford at one of the flight sim shows, and I wasn't impressed at all. I was like, I couldn't look at the dials because they were all blurry. I was looking at the window and there's no UKJim because it was just dead, and I was just like, "What is?" I mean, the immersion was brilliant. So I left it for quite a few years, and then I caved in the end, and I bought a Quest 2, and it's hard to describe because if you've only ever seen the screen, then everything's almost like 2D. I know it's 3D, but it's 2D, and it's a bit weird. Yeah, it might be sharp, but when you're in VR, it's like right next to you is the chair and everything. Like literally, like you look around like this, and it's next to you, like it's where it should be. All the field of view is perfect because it's all done in the eyes, and the scale of the planes. The scale of the planes is to scale as well. So if you're in like a little tiny plane, when you're sat in there, now I've sat in a 172, I've flown a 172, so I know when you sit there how small that plane is. You know, you can put your arm out to the right and literally touch the door. You know, it's so close. And when you get that immersion, it's exactly the same. I think if I flew the airliners, I don't think I'd fly in VR, right? But because I fly little planes, and this is probably as big as it's going to ever get, right? Because I fly little planes, they're a lot more forgiving in VR. That's what I'm trying to say there. Right, so it does rattle if you drop the manifold pressure and it's a bit you start losing your airspeed. Yeah, it's a rattly little bugger. Do you know what I did? I did a lot of Comanche hours. I think I can't remember how much I got up to. I think it was like 350 or 400 hours, but that was all like hand flown hours. No autopilot, kind of very minimal autopilot. Lots of little short hops and stuff. So, but I haven't installed P3D since since I refreshed my PC, and I just didn't want to do a full reinstall. I'm going to take all this off because I'm done now anyway. So let me just take this off, and we'll have a proper chat. Right. Oh, gets very hot though. It makes your face sweat. Right. Let me just turn this over. 1 minute. Where are we? Where are we? I need a button on there. Oh, click that. There we go. So there we go. This is it. So yeah, oof, makes you very hot. But yeah, in VR, it's just so cool. Yeah, A2A. I've got X-Plane installed, but that's only because I've got the Zebo 737, and I've got one of my cousin's sons. Right, he's into flying, like flight. He's not into flight simming. He's into plane spotting, right? Which I'm not. But and I said to him, when you come round, you'll have to have a go on my sim. And he was like, yeah. But because I know he's into the airliners, I said to him, I'll get an airliner on there for you. So I've only got it for that. But in general, I just use FS 2020 now, and mainly small planes still. I love the Kit Fox from Parallel 42. Love that plane. The A2A are releasing the Comanche, but I don't know how soon it is. Yeah, I don't know how soon it is. I've just realised that I've got my ticker tape on my stream, but I didn't update it before I'd done this, and it's got something about my feeling foxy or being in my kit fox or something. So apologies on that. Yeah, I've got the fly-by-wire Airbus for FS 2020, but that's another one in VR. Um, don't get me wrong, when you're in the cockpit of the Airbus, it's amazing. But when you're a bit of a noob like me, I need to see some of the labels. So I have to kind of like turn tooltips on or something because I can't. Sometimes you can't see the labels. But if you're a seasoned Airbus flyer, for instance, you know, like you'll know what buttons you need to click. So you don't necessarily need to know what the labels are. But yeah, in VR, in the cockpit of like the Airbus and the 737s in VR, it's just amazing. Like you look up like that, and you've got like the overhead panel. It's probably not the best experience for the viewers, but I try and keep my head as still as I can. It's quite hard to do, but but yeah, I mean, I don't think I can go back. You know, I'd rather stop streaming than go back to pancake mode streaming. Maybe the feeling will pass, but it's just how I feel at the moment. The Airbus, from what I remember, because I used to fly the 737 a lot, the PMDG 737, and I had a go on. I used to have, not that it was overly realistic. It was, I think it was the Aerosoft Airbus A320 pack, and that one, I, I found that you could, once you've set it all up and you've took off and you put your autopilot on, it was pretty easy to fly. It kind of all done everything for you. Something's winding up by me. I thought someone was in a plane, but I could hear something winding up. Oh well. But yeah, it's very different to the 737. Very different. Um, it's good though. I do like the. I would love to get into the fly-by-wire Airbus. I've got it installed and everything. I just don't fly it. But I just don't have time these days. I when I stream on a Monday night, that is the only time I go on the PC. So on a Monday evening, it's just when I do it. So that's why you don't see me any other time on the other than a Monday evening streaming, because I'm just never on. And that's why sometimes I mix it up. I play a bit of like Grand Theft Auto, or play some other games. I do some racing as well. So Auto Mobilista 2 is my racing sim of choice, and that one, once again, I do that on a Monday sometimes, and I do that in VR. Now, racing in VR is just amazing. It is just stupidly amazing. Like racing in a thunderstorm with the rain, it's just nuts. It is just probably the best. Whenever someone goes, "Oh, can I have a go on your VR?" I'll be like, "There's two things that I do. One, I load up Half-Life Alyx and I let them have a go at that, because that is just absolutely amazing. And then I load up a racing sim and I get them to do a race or a couple of laps around the track, and that's how I showcase my VR. But yeah, flight simming's good. But yeah, cool. Well, it's I think it is time for me to rock and roll now. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, Crawley. It's been a long time since we've had a good old natter, so that was good. And I've got to take a screenshot, which I'll probably just take this screenshot, to be fair. But I'll do that while I'm on stream, while I'm here. Might as well, because I need a stream preview. So this is what my stream preview is going to be. But yeah, if you've got like if you've got a if you've got a joystick or a yoke and you've got a throttle quadrant and stuff, as long as you've got a decent PC, I'd 100% recommend VR. Because you've got all the controls, you don't need to mess around with keyboards and stuff. As long as you've got your mouse and your virtual cockpit, it's really easy. It's really realistic, because you've got to actually go to the switch and flick the switch, and yeah, it's good. It's good. I had PC issues. Cool. Get yourself a VR. That's what you need. I mean, I've got a triple screen set up, right? And yeah, I've got a triple screen set up, but because I have VR, I could literally just do without my two monitors now. I could just have one monitor, but three PCs running. Ah, nice. You have to show me. Are you on my Discord? I don't know if you're on my Discord. I don't know if my bot's working tonight, but shall we? Let me see if my. Not working. 1 minute. If you're on my Discord channel, I'll tell you what you can do. I'm going to go onto the thank you screen in a moment, right? Because I'm going to quit it. And that's got a URL for my Discord. Join my Discord and post some pictures of your setup, and let me see it. That'd be really cool. But anyway, time has flown. Pardon the pun. Time has flown by, and it's time for me to rock and roll now. But it's been a pleasure, and cheers, Crawley. And anybody that's catching, I know a lot of people catch up on my YouTube, and they catch up on my Twitch vlog as well. So thanks for that. I'd love to see you live. I'd love to see you having a chat while I'm flying. But it's a pleasure anyway. And drop a like, drop a comment. You know, feel free to say what you want, and I'll get back to you. So cheers all, take care, and good night.